The Crusades were a series of religious wars initiated by the Latin Church in the medieval period. They were aimed primarily at recovering the Holy Land from Muslim rule. These wars spanned from 1096 to 1291, although campaigns against pagans, heretics, and political foes of the popes extended the time frame and scope of the Crusader ethos. Here is a narrative history of the Crusaders. In the year 1095, Pope Urban II stood before a massive assembly at the Council of Clermont in France. His voice, resonating with fervor and conviction, carried a message that would ignite the hearts of thousands across Europe. He called for a holy war to reclaim Jerusalem and the sacred lands of the East from Muslim rule. The response was overwhelming. Knights and commoners alike were stirred by the promise of spiritual redemption and the lure of adventure. The cry of Deus vult, God wills it, echoed through the crowd, marking the birth of the First Crusade. The First Crusade, 1096 to 1099, was an extraordinary blend of faith-driven zeal and brutal military campaign. Crusaders from various regions of Europe embarked on a perilous journey, traversing vast distances across unfamiliar and often hostile territories. The expedition was fraught with hardships. They faced long marches, hunger, disease, and the constant threat of ambush. Despite these adversities, their unwavering faith propelled them forward. One of the pivotal moments came when the Crusaders laid siege to the city of Antioch. After months of grueling combat and a desperate situation within their own ranks, they finally captured the city in 1098. The march continued, culminating in the climactic siege of Jerusalem in 1099. The Crusaders, driven by a mix of piety and desperation, launched a fierce assault on the city. After a brutal and bloody siege, they succeeded in capturing Jerusalem, establishing a foothold in the Holy Land. With the capture of Jerusalem, the Crusaders established the Kingdom of Jerusalem and other Crusader states in the Levant. These states were ruled by European nobles who implemented a feudal system akin to what they knew from their homelands. The new rulers set about fortifying their territories, building impressive castles and defenses to guard against Muslim counterattacks. The Kingdom of Jerusalem became a melting pot of cultures, where Europeans and Middle Easterners coexisted, traded, and sometimes clashed. Life in the Crusader states was a delicate balance of maintaining military strength and forging alliances with local powers. The Crusaders' presence in the Holy Land was perpetually threatened by the surrounding Muslim forces, leading to continuous conflicts and skirmishes. Yet, for nearly a century, they managed to hold on to significant territories, bolstered by reinforcements from Europe and a network of fortresses. The initial success of the First Crusade was not to be the end of the conflict. The Muslim world, fragmented at the time of the First Crusade, began to unite under powerful leaders like Saladin. By the late 12th century, Saladin had succeeded in recapturing Jerusalem, a stunning reversal that shocked Europe and prompted the call for the Third Crusade, 1189 to 1192. Led by some of the most famous monarchs of the era, including Richard the Lionheart of England, the Third Crusade was marked by legendary battles and a fierce struggle for control of the Holy Land. Although the Crusaders managed to capture several key cities and secured a treaty allowing Christian pilgrims access to Jerusalem, they failed to recapture the city itself. The Fourth Crusade, 1202 to 1204, deviated from its original goal and ended in the sack of Constantinople, a Christian city, which deepened the rift between the Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches. Subsequent crusades continued into the 13th century, but they were plagued by political conflicts, logistical challenges, and waning enthusiasm. The Seventh and Eighth Crusades, led by King Louis IX of France, were ultimately unsuccessful and marked the decline of the crusading movement. By 1291, the last remaining Crusader stronghold, Acre, fell to the Mamluks, effectively ending the era of the Crusader states in the Holy Land. Despite their ultimate failure to secure lasting control over the Holy Land, the Crusades had a profound impact on both Europe and the Middle East. They stimulated trade, led to the transfer of knowledge and culture, and left an enduring legacy of religious and cultural interaction that shaped the medieval world. The Crusades remain a testament to the complex interplay of faith, power, and ambition. They are a vivid chapter in the history of the medieval world, illustrating both the heights of human aspiration and the depths of human conflict.